Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video, and this is probably going to be one of the more important videos that I make on the account. I feel like I've been going a mile a minute lately. I've been putting out a lot of content, shard openings, new account, my old accounts, streaming, recording while I'm streaming, all of these things. And some even when I'm recording while I'm streaming, I'm reacting to chat, I'm talking to you guys, I'm worried about what's going on in game. It's a lot, right? So this particular video, I've been waiting for a while to make. I've had multiple creative sparks about it, but what I want to cover today are a lot of the pitfalls and things that I see raid players do that are harmful to their account. So it will probably be a little bit longer of an episode, but I really want to cover that now, early on in this free to play experience, so that I can help new players or even experienced players find out something new. Now, this video was inspired by a clan member of mine. His name is Hammerden. You can see here in chat, I'm actually asking, hey, is it okay if I talk about this? I did an account takeover for him. In the account takeover, he had made some mistakes where regarding gear. We'll talk about it when we get there. He's also not the only person that I've seen make many mistakes on their account. And I want to just say, like, one of the biggest messages or most common messages that I get on my free to play videos are from people who don't watch my content, but they come into my videos and they say, this game is a scam. Don't believe this guy. Don't watch this video. This game is not free to play. It's not possible. I can just flat out tell you it's 100% possible. I have three accounts. I have my main account where I have spent some money. I have my free to play account, and then I have this account. Now my free to play account is into the end game, and I haven't even hit 1 year yet. I'm progressing Doom Tower hard. I'm progressing Hydra. I'm progressing hard dungeons now. Like, that's where that account is at. About the only thing I don't progress in is City of Centranos, and that's because I just don't care about it. Because that's a raw numbers game. That's a roster numbers game, not a gear skill champions game, right? If you don't have X champion for X level, newsflash, you can't do that level because there are mechanics that the boss has that you can't avoid. So, right? So Centranos is a different beast. Let's not worry about that. I don't think it's game breaking or anything for a free to play player to not be able to do Centranos. It's, and I do about half of normal right now. So I still do some of it, but I'm not leveling up that one obscure epic champion that's going to be good for one specific room in City of Centranos. My account's not there yet, but I am progressing through many different stages of the account in under a year. So Raid Shadow Legends is a long game. Let's make that clear for those of you that are new, that are here, or those of you that are starting a second account and are going free to play to see what it's like. It's going to be a lot longer than if you spend money, but one other thing that I've seen is that people who do spend money, it tends to not matter. I've been looking at a lot of rosters lately because I've done a lot of account takeovers, and I've been seeing a lot of void champions, right? In fact, I have a member in my clan who has, what are they, Banner Lords? He's got Terras, and his Terras was very, very, like, poorly built, like, not able to do what my Sun Wukong, who is a free legendary that I got on my free-to-play account, can do. And this guy is better than Sun Wukong. And so, if built properly, right, he's a better champion. He's Void Affinity. What that means, for those of you that are new, is a Void Affinity champion they can't weak hit, regardless of who they go up against. There's no weak hitting. So Void champions tend to be a little bit better than most because you'll always land your debuff or you'll always get that critical hit that you're looking for and wipe the enemy team or whatever. Um, Likewise, I was it Hammers? It may have been Hammers' account, but somebody also had Narcissus, and again, we're talking a Void legendary nuker that hits really, really hard, and they didn't even have them fully assembled, didn't have them geared properly. Like they went all HP stats, no crit rate, no crit damage. We're going to talk about how you want to build your champions in a little bit, but um, you know, even people, and I'm not saying that those people have spent a lot of money. I'm not saying that those people have that I've done account takeovers for are whales or anything like that, but those are the same champions that whales can get. And I suspect that the people that are commenting on my video saying this game's not free to play, it's impossible, don't understand the basics of the game, are making huge mistakes when it comes to the game, and therefore struggling to find success. And it's easy to put the blame on, oh, well, I don't have Taras Marishka, this is why I'm losing. But I can beat Taras Marishka on my free-to-play. Not an end game Taras Marishka, but the guy that's in my clan that has Taras, I could beat his team. That guy that has Narcissus, who's, again, a meta nuker right now, like in the top tiers of Arena, you're going to see Narcissus. I can beat his Narcissus right now. Like, it's not even close. So sometimes it's not about the characters. I mean, it gets to a point, yes, but I think it's important to understand that if you're doing things the right way, A, you can still have fun, and B, you can be competitive within your realm. A free-to-play account is not going to compete, at least not in the short term, meaning because maybe 5 years from now, my free-to-play can compete in Platinum or whatever ranks they may add in the future of Arena. By the way, again, because this is a channel for new players, I am going to, say some things that people may not know. So when it comes to tiers, the highest tier is Platinum for Arena. And this has very limited the number of people that can be in here. It's highly competitive, and you're going to run into teams way better than probably anything you can put together on a free-to-play. Respectfully. It's just kind of the truth, unfortunately. These are whales up. They're not all like big whales, but generally speaking, these are people that have been playing for 5, 6, I feel like 6 years. We just did the 6th anniversary, right? So people that have been playing for 6 years will be up here. They've got long, deep accounts, 6 years worth of farming dungeons, guys. Like, that's going to be really good gear, right? So that's probably not in the realm of possibility for a free-to-play player starting today. If you started free-to-play 5 years ago, 6 years ago, you could probably do it. I'm not going to be able to do it on my free-to-play account. I'm not going to be able to do it on this account. That much I know, and I concede that fact. But what I'm here to tell you is that you can have fun in this game. Raid Shadow Legends is fun, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it. Now, we are at a wonderful time to start free-to-play accounts because we get Ninja right away. So I'm going to start by showing you what you should be doing on your free-to-play account. And how you should be progressing. And the first thing we're going to talk about is who my first level 60 is going to be. Now, I've mentioned this in my last 2 videos. I've been on the fence. I've been going one way. I've been going the other way. I have made my decision, and I'm going to explain that decision for you. And this is my recommendation for any new account. Okay? My decision is to 6-star my Kale first. You'll see he is level 50 now. That's a big jump, by the way. I feel like the last time you saw him, he may have been 40, possibly even 30, but now he is level 50. He will be my first 6-star, and I'm going to explain why. First, he's already fully booked. Because I have been doing, this is another tip, I have been doing challenges and I have been doing missions as I've been going along, you'll see I've already completed the 76 missions, and now I'm on the second tier of missions. This is one that slows me down a little bit because I got to do a lot of arena. And I'm in silver now, and we're going to talk about arena in a little bit. So please stay tuned. I'm in silver arena, and this is my third day, maybe fourth day on the account. What's the technical daily tracker? 4 days. Yeah, I'm already in silver. So stay tuned, and you'll find out how and why. So, as far as why Kale is my starter, Kale is already fully booked. What does that mean? That means this is going to do more damage. The ability does more damage. That means this cooldown is reduced to a 4-turn cooldown. He also, so one strategy I haven't talked about yet. With my first 500 gems, which is this resource up here, I bought the gem mine down here. You'll see it's still only level 1, but I started it. That was the important thing for me, is to get it started. Then I spent my next 800 gems, and normally I would probably level up the mine all the way first, but because I had the 800 gems and Kale was already 50, I went ahead and did the masteries on Kale. Now, I'll go over the masteries for another time if you guys would like me, but it's a pretty standard build off of hellhades.com. Nothing too crazy. But I went ahead and got his masteries because he is going to be my campaign farmer, and he's going to be my general farmer overall. He's also a lead. Now, the other reason is, check this out. If I wanted to fully ascend Kale, I can do it right now. The only reason I'm hesitating on that is in case there's a mission or something later on. I don't think there will be. He'll probably get maxed at some point, but I'm trying to be careful because I have burned myself before. But you can see here, I could fully ascend him. I can't even ascend Ninja one time. I could if I do this. If I create that, then I can ascend him one time. But what if I want to take him to 3 stars, which unlocks his ability? This ability right here, this new skill. I need 6 of those. Not even close. I have 2. I do have enough of this, but I still need 6 of these, of the magic potions. So then, naturally, you say, well, let's go into the magic keep and farm those potions. I can currently only do stage 6 of the magic keep. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it, right? If I'm not able to farm the big boy potions, then it's going to be a hard time for me to ascend somebody. Well, what is the best way to make progression in this? Well, that's to level somebody to 6 stars, fully ascend them, and equip them with additional gear. We're talking necklace, we're talking banner, right? And then they're also going to be able to get their final mastery, which is War Master, which does enemy max HP percentage damage and hits really, really hard. Therefore, I can kill bosses and clear stages at a much higher level. If I was to go with Ninja and use him as my campaign farmer and use him and build him first, I don't have a single book. When I say book, that means to upgrade his skills, you get, these are books, right? We have a rare tome, an epic tome, and a legendary tome. I don't have a single one yet for Ninja. I already have a fully booked out Kale and 11 more to hand out, right? I've got 6 for epics that I don't even have yet, or at least not a good one. So this is the reason that I want to do Kale first. I'm not saying that Ninja, actually I am going to say that. Ninja is not a great campaign farmer for a couple of reasons. When he does get booked, this one AoE hit goes down to a 4-turn cooldown. This one goes down to a 3-turn cooldown, but this kind of isn't great for killing waves. This is more of a boss killer. This can do a lot of damage to waves and freeze them, but again, until it's booked, it's only a 75% chance to freeze, so it's not guaranteed, and it has a long cooldown, which means while I'm waiting for this to come off cooldown, he's only attacking a single target. common champions for wave clear are going to be ones that can farm, or campaign farming will be ones that can do it fast. Kale can kind of do it fast. This is on a 3-turn cooldown, even when it's not booked, but because my books are so easy to get, it is booked. And then even this can hit pretty hard too, and it's even though it's a 4-time random hitter, it's kind of a wave clear. I mean, it's probably in the same realm of Ninja's A2. It would be Kale's A3 in the same realm as Ninja's A2, but his animations are also quite a bit faster. So Kale is kind of my choice for early campaign farming. If I get a better campaign farmer at some point in time, hopefully it is a champion that is also just good and not only used as a campaign farmer. On my free-to-play, I use my Sun Wukong, and he can do it in 8 to 10 seconds, which is longer than most. 6 seconds is about the normal. That's what I have on my free-to-play. But Sun Wukong does a perfectly adequate job of it, and Kale can do a perfectly adequate job. But there's one other really dumb reason that I don't want to use Ninja as my campaign farmer. When I go into campaign and I go to farm, I'm currently farming on this stage. I'll explain why in a second. And I am using Ninja right now because I have my best gear on him and because I don't care about speed and time, and I'm not farming at the difficulty that I want to be farming at right now. Ninja is just at a larger advantage right now than my Kale is. Even though Kale is booked and now the same level and ascended to 3 stars, if I took Ninja's gear and put it on Kale, I could probably farm this more consistently, but Ninja just hits harder right now, and Ninja's my boss killer. So I don't want to take my good gear off of Ninja and weaken my clan boss damage or weaken my dragon damage or anywhere I'm trying to push. So right now, Ninja will kind of fill that role. But at 60, with War Master, Kale is going to blow him out of the water in the short term. But there's another secret reason why I don't like it, and that's this one. I'm going to hit start. Every single time I hit start to run one of these runs, there we go, it's going to pop this up. And this is annoying because Ninja doesn't have an aura. So if I take Ninja out and I put Kale in there, it doesn't ask me that. Now you're going to see Kale is not going to win here. His gear isn't as good as my Ninja right now. You can see, though, his animations are quick. Like, he made short work of that wave. And because his ability is on a 3-turn cooldown, it's already up again. So you can kind of see. In fact, if he succeeds here, which it looks like he might, I'll show you, I'll compare it to Ninja, and you can kind of get an idea of what it's like. Now, Ninja is in my lifesteal gear, so that was 25 seconds. So let's take him out and put Ninja in. I have to hit this continue button, and let's see what Ninja can do. So remember, Kale killed this wave already by now. And you're going to ask yourself, well, why don't you control him and tell him to use his A3 as an opener instead of the A2? Well, there's a problem with that. We'll show you in a second. Because something that I often forget. So 27 seconds. So honestly, they're quite close, if I'm being real with you. But I think that obviously when Kale is still, it'll be quicker for me to fully ascend Kale and get the neck and the banner on him eventually, once I farm that stuff, and be able to do the damage in a shorter term. And also getting lifesteal gear on Kale will keep him from getting so low, which keeps the run more consistent. But it's only 3 seconds, right? So, or 2 seconds, sorry. So, what? Right? It was 25 seconds for Kale, right? It doesn't matter. Pretty similar speeds. The point that I'm trying to make is that I think Kale is the better choice to start because of books, because of ascension, is the most expensive. That's the big part, you know. It's just a lot more farming and grinding. I can 5-star Kale right now, and if I had a necklace to put on him, I would do it. And wait, do I have a necklace to put on him? No. So I'm in no rush to 5-star him right now. All right, I've talked enough about that. That's my decision. Some of you won't agree on that, but Ninja, I just don't think he's the best choice for campaign farming early on. And I'm gonna be able to build him up very, very quickly once I get my hand, like get things started. The other thing too is that he's already level 50. And at level 50, because his damage comes from his A2, which is a accuracy type ability, this damage will happen at 50, right? Whereas Kale's damage, yes, the poisons will, but I think that Kale needs levels maybe a little bit more than maybe Ninja does because he just starts at he doesn't start at 50, but he starts at 5 stars. So, yeah. Anyways, I've beaten that to death. I don't really want to go into any more than that, but I hope you guys trust me that I think you're going to have a better time with Kale becoming, or whatever your starter champion is, becoming your first level 60, your first 6-star. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and I kind of touched on it before, make sure you're doing your missions as you're going along and try to look ahead at what missions you have, right? So, for example, upgrade any artifact to level 16. So, you'll see I've done a couple of pieces here to 16. You know what would be my next 16? This piece right here, right? Because I'm going to keep this lifesteal gear for a good bit of time. This is some carry gear. Now, you get this gear from your login rewards, your new player rewards. This is day 4. And they're very smart about how they do this. They give you speed boots, and always an attack percent chest, always crit rate gloves, and then a helmet to complete the set. So my lifesteal set is complete, and that's just going to make him do way more damage because he can heal himself as he does it. But the stats are usually pretty good on these. You always get crit rate. You'll see we have attack percent, we have speed, we have attack percent on the chest plate with crit rate and crit damage, speed, HP percent, speed boots, which are the best kind of boots. By the way, this is advice I give to all new players. Speed boots, don't consider any other boots at this time. There will come a time when you're going to want to put your champions in their main stat boots. By main stat, I mean whatever they do damage with. So you might want to put a ninja in attack boots way into the future, but you're going to have other ways to hit your speed requirements. My ninja is very, very slow. At 158 speed, he is slow compared to many of the champions in the game. Not that slow, to be honest, because I think my Sun Wukong on my free-to-play is like 180 speed, but there are other things speeding him up, and we're about to talk about that once we start talking about Arena. So, the other things that I'm doing, this is kind of the stuff that people don't do on their accounts. I'm saving my shards. A lot of people will spend all of their shards. They just throw them away. They spend them when there's no benefit to them, no double dipping points. And all you're doing is making the game harder on yourself. Now, I understand the logic, right? Oh, well, if I pull an amazing champion with these shards, then the game's going to be super easy. I'm going to find success and win. The problem is that your percentages are very, very low. So ancient shards and void shards have the same percentages usually. 0.5% chance to get a legendary and 8% to get an epic. And this is the key thing right here. Because I'm in no condition on this account to build any legendaries right now. I can't even build my legendary that I got for free on my first day. But what I can do is build out an epic. I've got a bunch of books waiting, right? I have 6 epic books ready to go to build up the skills of an epic if I was to pull one. That's what you're really looking for. early on. But a lot of people will pull in these scenarios. They'll get a bunch of rares. They'll level these rares because some video says this rare is so good. To be honest, I don't think rares are that great in today's game anymore. Um, the only rare I would probably build on this account is probably Geomancer, and then maybe some niche rares like Bellower or something like that. In fact, if I pulled the Bellower, I'd be pretty excited about that. And that's more of a discussion when I get to Arena. But wait for these types of event. This is a 2x event, as we call it, because the odds have been multiplied by 2. So from 8% to 16% for an epic, from 0.5 to 1% for a legendary. Now, I believe in this lesson wholeheartedly, so much so that I am going to pull these right now. I wanted to wait for the tournament. I am still stuck in the novice tournament. Real quick, sidebar, I got second place in the novice tournament. I'm very happy with that. First place, yeah, you get an ancient shard. I'm going to be honest, this is giving me more short-term power than this one ancient shard would give me because I'm saving anyways. I'm not going to pull that ancient shard until 2 times for ancients. So I actually really liked the fact that I got the gems. Actually very excited about that. So I wanted to wait. There's a tournament going on right now during the 2 times event, but the novice tournament won't go away. It should have gone away by now. It hasn't, and I don't have the patience. I really want to pull these shards and see what we get. If you're wondering where these these void shards came from in the campaign, you get a void shard on normal difficulty. You can't see. This is normal difficulty. You get one for killing, for completing stage 12, which I did on normal, and you get one for 3-starring everything. This is the easiest 3-star I've ever done because I have Ninja in the start. I am on hard. I am doing everything on hard now. So Ninja has made it very easy to clear these campaign levels. So I have these 2 void shards. Let's pull those now. Let's do the fun thing. We'll do the fun thing in the middle of the video so that you guys stay tuned and keep watch the rest of it because there's good information in here. I promise you. I'm not speaking out of my ass. I've done this. I've made a main account I've been playing for like 3-ish years. I have a free to play that I've been playing for 1 year. Sorry. So I'd like to think I know. Let me talk about my free to play real quick. Some of you have been watching me. A lot of you are new. That's great. Welcome to the channel. On my main free to play, my luck is ridiculous. Okay, I've got Geomancer. I got him early on. I got Newt a couple of months ago. This weekend, yesterday, I pulled Georgid, who is an amazing nuker. I'm not going to go into big detail on it for the new players. The veterans that have been here, you know, Georgid is like, oh my god, wow, you pulled that free to play? That's insane. I also pulled a Turvold in the same 10 pull. So I got 2 legendaries on my free to play account yesterday, right? Please understand that is not the norm. One person, you could make the argument that my regular free-to-play account is strong because I've had good pulls. I would make the argument that I have good pulls because I pull when I'm supposed to. I save my shards. I pull during these 2x events. I don't get baited by a 15x, a progressive chance. I don't get baited by a 10 times chance for some other champion. I wait. I pull during 2x events because there are tournaments going on that give me additional resources if I don't hit double legendary like I did, right? And that increases my chances of getting good champions in the game. So yes, I pulled Newt. Yes, I pulled a Georgid. Yes, I've pulled a Geomancer. These are all really good champions I'm not going to go into their kits or anything. But just understand that in my opinion, don't get me wrong, my luck is good. Like, it's crazy good. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not complaining. I've gotten very lucky on that account, and that is the truth. But In this game, you can make your own luck by doing things the right way. I take over accounts all the time. They have zero ancient shards, zero void shards, zero primals, and zero sacreds. And then they complain because they can never do a fusion. A fusion is an event where we can spend our resources in game and get a free champion where you don't have to spend real money. But they're not easy. You do have to save your resources to do them. We're about to enter one in a couple days or weeks that I won't be able to do on this free to play, of course. But understand that I think I make my own luck by doing the right things. Is it better? Is it great that I got Newt? Yes, but that also could have been a slightly lesser champion or a slightly better champion. You know, it can go either way. And I know there are people that are saying, hey, and I've read the comment, right? They've pulled 400 void shards. They hit mercy both times. Yeah, your luck can go bad too. And they pulled only during 2Xs and they did everything right. You can do everything right and still not have my luck. But I do think that you are only helping yourself by doing this. And also keep in mind this factor. The champions that helped me along the way. I got good epics early on in the game that I pulled during 2X events. Okay? Like, those epics help me to complete Clan Boss. Clan Boss gives me more shards, which means I get to pull more shards during the 2X events and give me better odds. So at the very least, what I want you to take away from this discussion is save your shards for the 2X events, especially if you're free to play. You'll get to a point where you actually don't even want to spend your shards anyways, even during 2X. I don't like spending shards on my main account during 2X. I do it for content, or I do it now because I saved up enough shards that I hit my floor. So I've saved up 120 void shards on my main account. I will now pull however many is over 120 during any 2X or any event that I actually want to go chasing. So, all right, I've kind of harped on this enough, but the number of times I do account takeovers and people have no shards, but also no fusion champions. Like, they don't have Wixwell, which could have solved their clan boss problem. They don't have Armands, which would have solved their wave control and their arena problem, right? Like, look at these as that. Maybe the next fusion isn't the guy you want, but what if the fusion after that is Newt 2.0 or Armands 2.0 or Pytheon 2.0? Right? Champions that could change your account, and you know that you're going to get them. So if you spend 5 sacred shards now and get 5 epics or get 5 bad legendaries that you don't want to level, and then they bring out this great fusion and you don't get to go for it, yeah, cool, you pulled 5 legendaries on 5 sacreds. That's crazy luck, but they all suck, and now you can't go for this really good legendary that was guaranteed if you just had a couple shards in your savings, right? I've harped on it enough. I'm very sorry. A little bit of a rant. I tend to do that. But these are lessons and these are things that I see when I do account takeovers that people don't do. And I want to try and get those ideas in your head now before you start getting baited by the progressive chance events and the 10x events. We're in a 10x right now, if you want to know what that means. So we have a 10 times chance. If you pull a legendary during this event, you'll get a cardial. Right? There's 10 extra cardials in the pool of voids. So, but without any further ado, I will pull these shards. I know you guys have been waiting. I'm very sorry for my rants. Here we go. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we start off with Hollow. Okay, so that's a rare, probably not a very good rare to early game on the account. I do like that he has a chance to place the big, it's only the little version, and it's only a 10% chance on a single hitter. Not great. Don't think we're going to level that guy. I think that's food. And then we get another Void rare. Do I have anything interesting here? We have a small chance for an HP burn and a small poison. and a little bit of healing. Nothing crazy, so not great champions, but that's fine, right? Because you're gonna have to pull rares. Like it's gonna happen when you're pulling your voids. I'm not gonna worry. I'm gonna do something I never do, and I'm gonna ignore red dots while I'm making this video because I don't want it to be any longer than it has to be. Okay. Now, let's talk about the progress on the account. As you guys saw, this was hard, and I've progressed with 3 stars everywhere up to the Deadlands. I can probably continue to do that because 2 things have happened. 1, I got masteries on my Kale, and 2, I have my lifesteal gear completed on my ninja. Now, that just happened this evening, about 2 hours before I started this recording. So, like, it's still kind of fresh and new, but when you put that lifesteal gear on, Ninja is now going to just heal himself up every time he does damage, which is going to make him able to farm. I actually am hoping I can get a second lifesteal set for Kale and be able to continue, and then both of them can do that same thing, and it'll help me progress dungeons and clan boss, hopefully, a little bit further with the help of that gear. So for now, we're going to keep it on Ninja just because he tends to be the harder hitter right now. But let's talk arena progression. I teased this at the beginning of the video, and I said I am in silver. And as you can see, I am. And as you can see, I'm pretty much winning everywhere. Let's talk about how. Actually, let's go back to the campaign to talk about how. There's a reason I'm farming on the Deadlands. Now, when you click on the Deadlands, it gives you information. Obviously, it tells you the stuff that you've done, but over here in miscellaneous drops, it tells you that there's a chance for these champions to drop in a pull, right? Now, you probably get quite a few of these guys, but this is the secret sauce that I want, and it has nothing to do with the fact that she has no clothes on. It has to do with this ability right here. So this ability, when ascended, attacks all enemies and has a 75%, 100% chance when booked of placing the big version of decreased defense. Right now, it would be the baby version. When ascended, she does the big version of decreased defense. What does decreased defense do? For those of you that don't know, it decreases the champion's battle defense by 30% for the little version or 60% for the big version. That is a big deal. And you want that for your nuker or your damage dealer to hit harder. Now, we kind of already have that. Ninja does that on his A1 on a 45% chance. And I kind of don't know where else I was going to go with that. It's only a 45% chance, and it's a single target. That's where I was going with that. He only does it to one enemy. The champion that I want to farm, War Maiden, does it to all of the enemies. And she's campaign farmable, meaning I can get her from campaign because you saw she drops in the area that I'm currently farming at. So I'm farming at the Deadlands because it's faster and easier, but also because I'm hoping that War Maiden will drop from here. When she eventually drops, I'm going to progress up to the point that Ninja can continue to solo. And then once we get to a point where he can't solo anymore, I'll go one stage back and farm on that difficulty where he still can solo. Or Kale, whoever I decide to go with. Ninja right now because he has the lifesteal gear on. And again, that just makes more sense for bosses and other areas of the game, including Arena. Let's talk about Arena. The reason I'm talking about War Maiden is because I also want to talk about Spirit Host. She was another champion that I could farm from the campaign, and I did. I got her. You can see I've ascended her to 3 stars because if we look at the one that is not ascended, this is the small version of increased attack, but when you ascend her, it's the big version of increased attack. So I ascended this one. She also has an aura, 10% speed in all battles. that means I'm going to go first over my opponent, and I'm going to get increased attack. For those of you that don't know, that's going to increase my attack by 50%. That's a big boost in attack, especially this early on. So what is the impact of this? Well, let's take a look at my team. Let's go. They might go before me here, by the way, but we'll find out. You can't win them all, right? So I go first, I put increased attack on, and then I kill their whole team. Just like that. And that's the secret sauce. That is what you want to do. Now, War Priest is just in there for literally no reason. She has a baby heal. Cool. That's why she's there in the event. Again, we got 2 level 50s here. Does my Spirit Host make a difference? She does. Now, what I would prefer to have is somebody that is slightly slower than my Spirit, a War Maiden, that is slightly slower than my Spirit Host, but faster than my Kale and my Ninja, that places decreased defense on them, and then I can do that to even higher level opponents. But you can see that I'm just clearly now, with this small little thing, one level 30 champion that I won't even take past level 30 is able to just totally change. This wasn't happening yesterday. I was trading back and forth with these teams. That increased attack gave me so much extra damage, and the speed boost from her aura makes this happen, that I can just blow through all of these teams, immediately get some extra energy, immediately make progression on my mission here, and you guys can do the same thing. Now, for the sake of argument, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that isn't the case. Maybe Spirit Host has nothing to do with this. Let's take Spirit Host out. We'll use these two. And then let's put in, who was I using before? We'll put Valerie in there. I was previously putting Valerie in these runs. You know what? We'll put an Epic in there. Doesn't have any gear. Doesn't matter. This is the only Epic champion I have on the account. We'll throw them in there. Let's see how this goes. Maybe it goes the exact same way. Well, not looking good so far, but Ninja hasn't used his A3 yet, so we're still in it. Oh, Ninja used his A3 and didn't kill anybody. Okay, I'm going to end this battle. I'm going to take the loss to prove my point. So that was a back and forth battle, and I couldn't kill them. Ninja did the same thing he's been doing, and he couldn't kill them. Now let's go to my preset team here. And again, I'll go over this with you as well. So we're guaranteeing the increased attack first. Kale opens with his big AoE hit. Ninja opens with his big AoE hit. And I don't care what War Priest does. Let's see if we have a difference here. Do you see what increased attack can do, guys? It's not a joke. This is real. Like, increased attack makes a massive difference, and people don't do that. They don't go and they get a War Priest, or not, a Spirit Host. And again, there are other champions that do this. Let me look. I may have some. Nope. Buffs, big version of increased attack. No, Spirit Host is the only one. The only reason I keep saying Spirit Host is because she's free and you can farm her from the campaign. Just to make sure you guys know, this is Durham Forest right here. And you'll see Spirit Host is listed right here. You can farm her. And that is actually where I was leveling my champions earlier on hard on that stage because I had an increased chance to get her. I kept farming there until I got Spirit Host. And then I went and 3-starred everything until I got to where I can farm for War Maiden. And now that's where I'm farming. So, important tip and important trick for you guys there. By the way, I don't think I finished my point on gems. I put 500 in the gem mine just to get it started. But then I immediately put 800 gems into Kale. Because Kale is now my farmer for Minotaur. And so then we're going to push. And then now I will use energy and gems in Minotaur. to farm up my masteries for my other champions. There's no rush on doing it for Ninja right now because Ninja is unbooked and unascended and all those things, and Kale is already fully mastered. But I will when I level Ninja to 60 or to 6 star, I will then take him into Minotaur and run him through Minotaur to gain his levels and also simultaneously gain his masteries. So that'll be the next thing. But Kale is my mastery farmer now, and that's why I got what I got on him. He just needs lifesteal gear, and we're gonna continue farming Dragon to get lifesteal gear because that is where Dragon or where lifesteal gear drops from. So why Dragon? You can farm it from campaign. If you want to go get gray campaign gear, go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get the better blues, epics, maybe some legendaries. If I could get stage 10, I'm going to guarantee 4 star or higher. In fact, why don't we try it now? We haven't tried this since I put Ninja in lifesteal gear. Let's see if we can do it now. I haven't been able to do it before. Let's see. Sorry, I've been talking for a while and I needed a drink. Now, the one downside, the waves are going to be a bit of a problem. This is, again, where that decreased defense from War Maiden would come in handy, because I could make myself do way more damage to these waves. Honestly, these tend to be a bigger problem than the boss themselves, because they just get you so low. Yeah, that block active skill is probably not going to heal my way out of this, so I still can't quite do it. I think if I get War Maiden, I might be able to do that. I could also tune that team a little better because I don't have any pre-built ability choices. So, in fact, I wonder if putting that gear on Kale might just be better since Kale is on a 3-turn cooldown for his AoE. But I think I'm fine just farming at stage 9 and getting them both in lifesteal gear. Currently, when it comes to lifesteal gear, I only need 4 pieces. I've got a few 4-star pieces, even some with crit rate, which is pretty cool because that's really what you're looking for. Maybe I don't think I need the accuracy. I do have. I've been able to complete sets on him, which is rare for me. Same with Ninja, getting a little extra ignore defense in there. Ninja is not 100%. He's only 93% crit rate. That's just the nature of the gear that I have, but we are, running attack percent chest, crit rate gloves, speed boots. We're gonna get better gear, and he's gonna get better in the coming days. So, okay, I think I've talked about most of what I wanted to talk about. Talked about saving shards. I talked about managing your resources. By the way, now that I have masteries on Kale, my next thing will be to come to the gem mine and upgrade it. A lot of you are going to say 1,500 gems, that's a lot of gems, but over a long course of time, this will give you more gems. It'll pay for itself very quickly. And once it does, then you're going to go ahead and have those gems to use for for masteries, for buying ancient shards, for energy is really where you want to use your gems more often than not. And I would recommend something that I do. I farm masteries 2 ways, and both of them are with RSL Helper. Now this is kind of like advanced stuff. If you're a mobile player, this isn't going to help you. If you're a kind of new to the game player, I don't necessarily recommend using this program. I personally use it and love it because of some of the things that I can do with it. Especially the fact that I can farm masteries with it. So if I wanted to get all of my masteries for Ninja, let's say this is the stage that I can do, I queue it up on here, and if we come in here, you'll see now there's this button that says Minnow Scrolls, and it's checked. And then it says Run Effective Resources. So if I hit the play button, you'll see the game in the background is running. This is going to continue to run so long as I have energy. Well, you're going to say, well, multi-battles in game do the same thing. You're right, but multi-battles stop once you run out of energy. This will keep doing it. I'll run out of energy after I regain the amount of energy I need to farm Minotaur. It's going to run it again. Look, no hands. And we're not on multi-battles, right? You never saw me click multi-battles. That's RSL Helper doing that. And so that's what's awesome about RSL Helper, is that it'll farm, and that means overnight, as I regenerate my energy overnight, it's going to farm masteries with that. Now, I don't want it to do that right now, so I'm going to hit stop, and because I hit stop, it's not farming anymore, and I can back up and then do what I want. The other thing that RSL Helper can do is you can hit auto refill, and what that means is it will use your gems to buy new energy potions and then run the run. It'll do that for you. But what's great about that is it's less gems to do energy refills than it is to just buy the masteries. So you can actually save yourself a lot of gems. And on a free-to-play, this is very valuable because you can just run it overnight. Either way, you can either do it where you takes you a couple of days, but you save all of your gems, or you can do it overnight, spend, or during the day while you're at work or whatever, and get all your masteries for less gems than what it would cost to just buy them outright. Now, this is relative to the size of your energy pool. Keep in mind that this is not the highest your energy pool can be. I think my energy pool is like 130 or 140. And I believe that's the highest that it can go. So right now, energy refills with gems is only 99. So it's actually less efficient to do it that way. It's still probably cheaper than 800 gems, though. And of course, you also need to farm to the difficulty where you can actually kill, what you need to. So there is that part too. You want to be using this methodology when you're down here at stage 15, not at stage 7. But I digress. Just wanted to share that little trick for you guys. So these are really important things that you guys should be doing. But the other reason I got so many gems and I have so much silver and I had so much energy is doing missions as you go along. Look ahead, right? Lesser Force Potions, stage 5. Let's say I happen to somehow have a Force champion that I want to level. I might be tempted to go in and do the Force Keep. Well, wait a couple of days and then do it when it's beneficial to you. My Spirit Host, who I fully ascended, I just finished yesterday the mission to farm the Spirit Hall and get so many of the little potions. And once you did that, then you got the big ones. And anyways, I used all those little potions to ascend my Spirit Host because she's Spirit Affinity. And so 2 birds with 1 stone. You want to try and do that. Also, because I did them so quickly and off camera, a lot of these challenges require you to run normal. And they're very early difficulties. It's like normal Karok Castle and normal Sewers of Arnok, right? You don't want to be doing those a week into the game, 2 weeks into the game, right? Because it's just a waste of time for you, right? You're going to be able, a week or 2 weeks into the game, you're going to be farming on Brutal, or you're going to be farming at late stages of Hard, to go back and do stuff in the normal stages is going to be so painful. And the stuff doesn't drop at a very good rate. The stuff, I was looking for an attack percent chest at the Sewers of Arnok. I did that on stream. If you go look at the VOD, you can see me complaining. I was up like 2 hours later than I wanted to be because the piece refused to drop. And even now, the current challenges are to get 4-star or higher with primary HP from clearing stage 4 of Karat Castle on hard or higher. Even doing it on hard, I'm not getting 4-star pieces. So I just gave up and said, I'm going to do this on a higher, I'm going to do this on brutal. I'll do this on brutal difficulty. I'll have a better chance of getting the star pieces that I want. So we'll go from there. So that is the game plan for these dungeons. I'm still not at stage 4 yet. Same here. I don't have a decreased defense champion. Unless Ninja lands. Let's see if I can get Ninja to... Oh, I'm not on stage 5. That's why. Okay, well, that's a challenge I can go knock out real quick. So I'll do that off camera. Couple of other things real quick. Clan boss, I'm already up to normal. It looks bad. It looks like I had a 3-key normal. That's actually not the case. I probably could have 2-keyed normal, but I didn't have masteries yet on Kale. So the second key that I did, or sorry, the third key that I did was like 2.6 million. So I could 2-key now, right? That's going to get me about 5 million outright. So here's another trick. I forgot I wanted to mention this to you guys. You may be wondering, where should I be farming on Clan Boss? By the way, do Clan Boss. If you don't already know, Clan Boss is where you have the best chance of getting shards, the best chance of getting books. Eventually, you want to be up here in Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare. Because in Nightmare is the first difficulty where you can farm Sacred Shards. Sacred Shards are guaranteed to be an epic. And there's a 6% chance it's a legendary. This also has a 2x event where you get a 12% chance to have a legendary. Those are the best odds to get a legendary in the game. So you want Sacred Shards, especially early game. Clan Boss is the best place for you to get those Sacred Shards. But only on the highest chests of Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare are they offered. But this is a little trick for you. So I just said that on normal, with 1 key, I could do 2.5 million damage. So I have 1 key left. Normal, I'm getting the maximum chest now. I did 5.4. I needed 3.6. So now what do I do with my extra key, my 4th key? You get 4 a day. And by that, I mean you get 1 every 6 hours. So that's 4 times a day, right? So you get 4 keys a day. If you overlap or delay, you could probably work out 5, but that's not going to be every day because those overlaps don't always line up. It's kind of a one-off, and anyways. You want to use all 4 keys if you can. So where do I use my 4th key? Well, you may be thinking, if I do it on easy, the rewards probably won't be as good as hard. Why don't I do hard? I won't get the maximum chest, but maybe I can get the little chest in hard. This is the secret. The little chest in hard is called Warrior Chest. To get it, I need 2.92 million damage. Now, on the difficulty below this, I can only get 2.5 million damage. So if I go up into hard, I won't get Warrior Chest. But easy, Warrior Chest is the top reward. And that only requires 1.15 million damage. You guys kind of seeing that? Now there's a pattern to this. So the best chest on easy is the worst chest on hard. The best chest on normal, the night chest, is the worst chest on brutal. You kind of see how that works out. Now, it gets a little more complicated when you get to Nightmare. The worst chest on Nightmare is Guardian. I think that's the best in hard. The best in brutal is called Grandmaster, but that's not the worst chest on Ultra Nightmare. So Ultra Nightmare, yeah, that's not the best chest on Ultra Nightmare. Things start to change a little bit when you get into Nightmare and what is and is not like the best ones that you want to be going for. But for me, it's better for me to do easy because if I do hard, I'm I can't even get a warrior chest, and B, this is just easier. This is just way easier for me. I probably do 3 million on easy, right? So we're also going to do something here that I haven't done yet. We're going to set up a team for clan boss. Now I'm going to try and make this short because we're at about an hour already and I don't want to go that far in, but I am going to use Spirit Host for that speed or a lead. Speed matters a lot. I don't really need the HP of Kale. I'm looking to get damage. I'm going to die regardless. A little bit of HP, isn't going to get me an extra turn. I bring War Priest for a very, very small heal. And then, you know what? I'll bring Valerie for her little cleanse. And I could also make sure you check that box. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we open with her strengthen. For Kale, I'm going to turn off Acid Rain because the poison damage he does from these two abilities is going to be greater than the damage he does with just this AoE hit. It hits hard, but poison damage ticks for more. Ninja, we are going to always use Hailburn off cooldown, and then we'll use Cyan Slash next. War Priest, I want her to be healing me. I don't really care about blessed weapons. You know what? I am going to turn that off because I would rather her just... Actually, no, because Spirit Host's increase attack falls off, and this is better than nothing. It's the weak version of increase attack, but it's better than nothing. And then Valerie is not usually in this team. I will do a little baby shield for first. And again, this is a cleanse and an increase attack. But I don't think we really need it. But, you know, I'm not... She doesn't even have gear on her. So she's probably going to die before she even gets to use that. So I'm not worried about it. So there's the team setup. Make sure you guys are using team setups because it makes a difference. I'm going to keep quick battle off so you can see the fight here. It's not going to be very long, I promise you. Unfortunately, we are weak affinity now because I killed this boss ahead of time and got force affinity. So that's going to affect my score. That's by the way, I said I killed it. No one in my clan does easy or normal. I'm going back and doing it with my other accounts so that I can get double rewards. I'm cheesing it a little bit there. So this affinity is bad for me. What I would do tomorrow is make sure I do this on void affinity where I won't get weak hits or anything. So this is just a poor decision by me with how I did this. But we're going to go ahead and let this finish out. So you see we got the burns there. By the way, somebody asked me about Ninja's burns and how it works. So Ninja activates the burns as he places them. So Ninja can essentially get 3 burns. The clan boss can only have 1 burn on him at a time, but the burn only activates when clan boss gets a turn. By activating it with Ninja, that 75,000 damage that you saw right there, Ninja gets to do that with every hit of his ability. You see there were 3 numbers there. 3 like different 75,000 ticks. Those were all Ninja's HP burns. Let me see, because he isn't lifesteal, we might be able to get another crack at this. I'm going to try to slow it down for you here. We're going to set it on 1 times. Let me see. Too quick. There you go. There's all the 75,000s, right? Those are HP burns. 25,000 is, I think, no, 50,000 is poisons, I think. And 25,000 for the baby ones, but 75,000 is the big damage from Ninja. So there you go. Already 1.5 million with Ninja. Kale died very early. He's built kind of squishy right now. Lifesteal gear will make a big difference, as well as combining lifesteal gear with War Master is the secret sauce. When I get there, you guys will know it. All right, I'm going to call that a video. I thank you guys for watching. I thank you for all the support. Feel free to let me know what I got wrong in the comments. Feel free to let me know any tips or tricks that you use that I didn't mention that will really help other new players know. And feel free to ask me questions for things that you don't understand or don't know. There are no stupid questions, and I do my absolute best not to make anybody feel dumb. I'm not always great at it, but I try my best to make everybody not feel dumb. I have a motto. You're going to hear it a lot on this account, and I even typed it today, which has been scrolled way down. But you don't know what you don't know. So if you play this game and no one ever told you clan boss is important and you just never joined a clan and never did clan boss, you never would have known what it could do for you, right? It's very easy to make that mistake. I've had friends, real life friends, who have been like, I want to play Raid Shadow Legends. I'm like, cool. I will help you out. I will give you all the advice I can. And they're, they want to join my clan. I'm like, you're not ready for my clan. Actually, no, they're like, what was it? I said, hey, if you want, you can join my clan and we'll help you out. And they're like, I don't need to be a part of a clan. I'm not worried about it. Okay, no problem, but you're missing out. And then a few weeks in, they're like, man, this game's too hard. I can't figure it out. It's like, well, you've been doing clan boss and getting shards, right? They're like, no, I'm not in a clan. There's your problem. The other stuff you can do with good clans too, you can go in the clan shop, right? There's good gear in here. I've had suggestions of getting these accessories, which I agree with. There's also the champion fragments that you can get. You guys may be wondering, why haven't you grabbed your fragments yet? There's really no reason. I'm still not sure what I want to do with my clan gold on this account. And I know I'm about to get a big influx of gold in a couple of days. So I would rather pull the 5 fragments per Yannicka every week than pull 3 now and have this kind of like weird, awkward situation. And we'll talk about that more later. I want to end this video because it has been so long, but we covered a lot of it, very like beginner information. That's what this account is all about. It's helping beginners. And the best way for me to help beginners is for you guys to ask those questions, because a lot of this stuff is like breathing for me. And I will just say things and you're going to go, what is he talking about? I could have just said, well, yeah, you'll be farming clan boss. You're going to get shards. It's fine. And then be like, why am I going to be farming clan boss? Where's clan boss? What's going on? If you don't know what you don't know, it's very easy to miss all of this stuff. And I've only scratched the surface. We didn't talk about faction wars. We haven't talked about a lot of stuff on this account. So yeah, let's end it for today. And we'll come back and I'll give you guys an update. If I'm lucky, I think, hopefully, I'll have Kale close to being 6-star. I have all of the food ready for him. All I need is the food for these guys now. So, and that's a lot of food, by the way. That's a lot of food. I've got enough food for 1 5-star right now, and I don't think I have any chickens. So I am quite a ways away, but we'll get there. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, please consider subscribing if you're new here. Feel free, like I said, to leave me any comments. Like the video as well. That's going to help me promote this and get this out there to as many eyeballs as I can. I truly want to help people get better at this game. That is my goal. That is the plan for this account. And there's great content creators out there. They have great editing. They have a great premise, but they've been doing this for 6 years. Some of, it's what I've already said is like breathing for me is like the same thing for them for 6 years. And it's very easy for them to forget that the most basic concepts are lost on the audience. Now, tomorrow, we're going to go into gear. We're going to talk about what gear is good. We're going to talk about what gear is bad, what to sell, and all of that stuff. So if you're going to comment about the gear, don't worry. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about why this set is good, why these stats are good, right? I meant to talk about it this video, but I didn't manage to fit it in. So thank you all for watching. I will see you tomorrow in the next episode. Bye, guys.